Welcome to The Conscious Investor. Let's get started. Welcome back to this show. I am so excited to have spent this time with Brandon Hall, real estate CPA. And if you haven't heard the previous two episodes, you need to go back. We're speaking to the typical, cookie cutter W-2 income earner and how passive investing serves them. We speak to real estate agents. Yeah, we created content for you real estate agents out there because you have strategies that you can deploy that you aren't even aware of. But I invited Brandon back one last time because mindset is near and dear to my heart. So Brandon, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Julie, for having me back on. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, I wanted to just say, Brandon, your company is growing. It's exploding. You've been super intentional about your business and cultivating relationships and even your position within the business of not working in the business, working on the business, hiring people out. So everything that I have, learned, just from listening to your podcast, it's just been amazing. And it tells me you have a superstar mindset. And I'm wondering if you would share, one mindset shift that you made that's really been powerful in your life.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I have made so many mindset shifts. The first thing that I would say is get a business coach or multiple business coaches, and don't be afraid to change them out from time to time, because the reality is that you're going to outscale people's advice as you scale your business. And then read as many books as you can possibly read. You should just devour books, because these are people that have written down their life experiences in 300 pages, and it's there for you to go read the story and take away things from. And you should absolutely be doing that. And that's not really a mindset shift, but that's just more of a belief, I suppose. I think that, so when I started my career, I started at PricewaterhouseCoopers back in 2013. And I, about 3 months on the job, realized that I did not want to do that work at PricewaterhouseCoopers, or really for anybody else for an extended period of time. I mean, in the CPA world, you work to be a partner, to own a stake in the business. And it's about a 15-year track if you're a top performer every year, which means, 60, 70, 80-hour weeks every single year to hit that status. And it's just a big grind
for 15 years. That's rough.
And then the top, it's a lot of people burn out. A lot of people stay 3 years, 5 years, and then they leave and they take these industry jobs, which was even less appealing for me. Like, just personally, like I've done I've had a variety of jobs growing up, and I can always tell when something's really boring because I get really tired and I just don't want to do it anymore. And you're just kind of showing up just to show up. But no, I was at PwC and, looking at that partner track, and not only did I not want to stay 15 years, but I think the partners first year you make like $350,000 or $400,000 or something, which is incredible. But I was like, no, I want to earn $1 million next year. So I don't want to wait that long. That's way too long. And that didn't happen, but I started.
I love your expectation though.
Yeah. I have always, if you ask anybody in my firm, it's always like, oh yeah, here we go. Brandon setting some mile high goal that we're never going to achieve. But you know what? We always get way further than we would have gotten if we didn't set the goal.
That's right.
That's the purpose. Aim for the moon, or aim for the stars, hit the moon.
Shoot for the moon, aim for the moon, shoot for the stars, or
something like that. Yeah. So anyway, I was there for a while. Then I switched over to Ernst & Young, and my stint at the Big Four was about 3 years and a few months total between those two companies before I launched this firm. So I was 25 when I launched my firm, which is unheard of in the CPA space. Most CPAs will work 10 years to gain the experience and then go launch their firm. But I'm an extremely impatient person. And I want things now or yesterday, and nobody's going to tell me no, type of thing.
It's a limiting belief though, that you have to have 10 years in, like that really is a limiting belief in the industry versus you're like, well, no, I don't want to do it that way. I'm going to do it this way.
Well, my whole thing too was, it's great that people want to be the person that services all their clients individually, but I'm going to build a business. I'm going to hire the people that are going to service my clients. So I told myself all I have to do is be really, really good about winning clients. And if I can win clients, then I can build a team to service those clients. Now, that was my 25-year-old self just dreaming about running a business, and it's for sure not that easy. But that is the kind of the original mindset that set all of this up. And I will say my mindset shift has happened probably within the last maybe 18 months or so. So it took me many, many years. So from the time that I launched the business until probably about the time the pandemic started. That's kind of where my mindset
I
started to
was
shift.
literally going to say, wow, this
Yeah.
sounds like a pandemic shift.
Yeah. It was right around that time, early 2020. I was always very, very money driven, and it has paid off handsomely, which is great. But I started to realize that, especially as the pandemic started like going on, I started to realize that money is more of a tool to get you things that you want. And for me, I realized that what I really want is time. I want more time. So once I got away from this, like just drive, this never ending drive, and frankly, not for me, but what would probably turn into, or not for me in the past, but what could easily turn into in the future, a dangerous drive towards just accumulating money for the sake of accumulating money as like some scorecard metric, that vanity metric, if you will. My mindset shift was money's important, but it's more about why. Like what are you going to use it for? If I'm just going to use it to accumulate more real estate, well, what's the purpose? Like what's actually behind it? Because I got really burned out beginning of 2020, and I realized it was because my main drive, I have a couple of things that like really motivate me, like creating this new CPA firm that is awesome for CPAs to come and work at, because it's remote, right? So it's autonomous, whenever you want, wherever you want. That's how you work and service clients. I'm not going to be looking over your shoulder, and great top performers love that. Yeah. And so that really drives me, educating tons of landlords, thousands of landlords, that really drives me. But those were secondary to earning money. And I got burned out, and the pandemic really shifted my mindset, probably added a few notches to my emotional intelligence score. Just kind of realized that money is not the end all be all. It's important to earn, but once you earn a certain amount, which frankly isn't even a ton, you just start going, okay, well, now I'm not motivated to do this anymore because I've got everything that I ever thought that I would need. So now what's the point? And that's when my mindset shifted, and I started realizing it's more about the time that it buys. And for me, it's okay, well, I don't want to do any sort of administrative work anymore. So I'm going to hire specific administrators, specific admins in my business to help me with different things. So we hire marketing people, we hire tax administrators to help on the front end. And now I'm not only buying myself time, but I'm buying everybody else in my firm time, which is also going to buy me additional time to do whatever I want. And maybe I just want time to play video games Wednesday midday, which is super weird, but maybe that's what I want, And so how do
Minecraft is good, okay?
Yeah, I'm telling you. And I know like PwC me would be like, you play video games in the middle of the workday? What's going on, you weirdo? But seriously, like you just start realizing that, or for me at least, I started realizing that money is a tool to buy the time to do whatever I want to do. If I want to hang out with my wife and my son, if I want to work 30 hours a week for a number of weeks, if I want to buy a beach house. We're at a beach house right now that we just bought. So it's just it allows you to buy experiences, buy time. We got a cleaner, we got all this stuff just so that I could spend more time and my wife could spend more time, that we could spend more time with each other and our kids.
I love it. It's such an important lesson. If you have not read Super Coach by Michael Neal, I highly recommend it. He has this, okay, super great read. It's super short and somewhat entertaining. I'll give it an entertainment quality as well. But he has a section on how to be financially free forever. And really what you've unpacked is that entire, he calls them sessions, not chapters, but it's all on do what you love. Do what you love. Never do anything that you don't love. Always do what you love. And what is the purpose of money? And he actually traces money back to, well, we used to have people sometimes use seashells, and he goes through the evolution of money up to now there's cryptocurrencies. And, like, what is money really other than a tool to get whatever it is you need? And if we exchanged hammers, and it's a really funny example, but he's like, so what if you had, 100,000 hammers and that was the currency that people traded in, like, and you have to lug all these hammers around. Actually, if you have too much of something and you don't know why, and you're not doing what you love, it can hold you back and become a burden for you. So interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I haven't fully subscribed to the Elon Musk approach to life, but he hires like a maid to do his laundry and fold it a certain way and stuff, and it's like, I mean, it's funny. There's a Harvard Business Review that I read, or a Harvard Business Study that I read. It was a few months ago. It was this year, but they were talking about, they studied people that spent their money on things that gave them extra time versus material things that they thought would make them happy. And the people that bought the extra time with their money were like overwhelmingly or something more happy than the others. So it was cool to see that, because that's, my mindset had already shifted that way. And then I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, I'm on the right path here. But yeah, it's just I don't know, maybe it was having kids that just makes me kind of realize, like, time is it's fleeting and it's your biggest asset. So how do you get more of it?
I love it. And yeah, kids grow up super fast.
Yes.
My kids are just like, what happened? And it's really fun to watch them grow and progress, but you're just like, you're not this little, toddler running around anymore. Holy cow.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. You're saying words and yeah, wild.
It is wild. Well, I am grateful that you've shared your mindset shift with us. And I think that's a mindset shift. As I speak with people about financial freedom, I always ask, like, are you just exchanging one job for another? Okay, great. You want to leave your W-2 to become a full-time real estate investor. You just traded jobs. Like, what is it you really want in life? And to get to the bottom of that in the heart. And it's really cool to see that you've, been down that path, and you're on that path, just exploring, what do I really want out of life?
Yeah. I'm telling you, business coaches will accelerate the process. That's been probably the biggest value add. I spend probably $50,000 a year on business coaches, just people that can be my board of directors, help me see these potential potholes that I'm not aware of. The biggest value add, the best return on investment that I've ever spent a dollar on.
I agree. People ask me, should I get a coach? Should I pay for a coach? Is it really worth it? Should I go through this? I'm like, yes. You paying, but borrowing somebody else's experiences and their wisdom, their insight, everything. It's extraordinary.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Brandon, what is the best way? I'm so grateful for your time. I'm grateful to share, just to get all these experiences out in the open. And what's the number one way you would like people to connect up with you?
Yeah. So if you want to connect with me personally, you can hit me up on LinkedIn. If you type in Brandon Hall CPA, you'll find me there. I am relatively slow to reply to all the messages that I get, but I always try to reply. So feel free to connect there and shoot me a message.
Awesome. Thank you again for coming on the show. And to all my awesome listeners, live big, love bigger. Overwhelmed by apartment syndication but want to learn more? Let me help you press the easy button. Head over to 3keysinvestments.com and download Syndication Made Simple. I explain simply how the process works, who's involved, and how you can get started today. You're smart, and with this simple guide, you'll be able to understand the process. Head over to 3keysinvestments.com and download Syndication Made Simple.